Hakuna Matata.
Hakuna Matata.
So today we are having something Disney related that some of you might recognize.
It is a paint your own Simba. Simba from Lion King.
So it is, I assume, we haven't opened this yet.
No.
What I assume it's like a figure made from what you call it, gypsum.
Yeah, something like that.
And it has, I'm not sure how well this comes over on the camera, we will open this in a moment. It has like paints inside. This is the actual thing on the back here, that we can show it better. Of course, you do not necessarily need to use the paints, you can use your own, but I mean, they are like providing you with all the necessary and supposedly correct ones.
Yes, I have done a paint figure thing. I don't know by the time that this video goes up if that one is up, because I've been editing it for months.
If yes, so we shall be linking it somewhere.
Yes. So yeah, we got this yesterday at Smyth's Toys. I don't know if it's a European chain of toy stores.
I'm never sure if it's Smyths or Smyths, the ones with a Y in the middle.
Yeah, I'm not so sure either, but I'm just saying Smyths. I might be wrong. But yeah, I saw this. It was I think it was, what was it, 12 euro?
12 bucks, something like that.
And I thought, well, you know, it's a pretty big thing and I enjoy doing things like this, so why not?
And now we are opening this thing, do we?
Yeah, they actually only just put one little strip of sticky tape here. I must say this packaging is like very nostalgic for me, seeing the old Lion King logo instead of the remade one, because I grew up with this movie and basically it got me into art.
What do we have there? Oh, okay. We do have like a little manual thingy.
I just stuck to the sticky tape.
There we go.
Okay, so we actually got a little color guide.
Where goes what?
Yeah, okay, well that's good because I was confused earlier. Paint our full range of paper clay products.
Okay.
What is paper clay?
Paper clay.
Wear apron before you start painting. Think before you paint and draw. Use a newspaper to protect table before starting paint. Close the lid or paint color container after you use it. Wash paintbrush before you paint the other color and wash thoroughly after use.
Basically, don't make a mess, and in doubt, ask your parents. This is marketed towards children, since this is from a kids' toy store. But yeah, I think we're fine in this regard.
Yeah, I think so too.
So, but now we're getting to the meaty bits, or to the heavy bits.
Yeah, this thing is actually really heavy.
I'm just gonna pull the box. Yeah, there we go. There he is in all his glory.
Yeah, there he is. Yeah.
The King of Lions.
Feels interesting.
It does feel like what I would perceive as a gypsum figure. I'm not sure what the thing with the paper clay is.
I don't know.
It's just since we really haven't looked this up before we did this video, because we wanted to make like a proper unboxing this time. Let's see, paper clay.
But yeah, I think if you dropped him, he would really break. Oh no, it's a nicely made figure. I like the detailing on it. Like, I mean, they even have his eyes done over there, as you can see.
So, I was just googling quickly. Paper clay, sometimes referred to as fiber clay, is any clay body to which processed cellulose fiber, paper being the most common, has been added. Aha! So it's just basically like a clay figure, which they somehow have put cellulose onto, or into rather. I'm not sure what the actual meaning behind it is, but I mean, it just feels like something that is good to paint. It has like some rougher texture, so that the paint can actually stick.
These are paints.
And here are the paints.
And what kind of brush? Oh, we actually got a brush. I was worried when I saw the blue handle. I thought it was going to be one of those of the weird plastic bristles, but I was wrong. I'm glad I'm wrong.
I'm just gonna hold them like a little bit into the light because the light is not exactly good for this kind of thing.
Yeah, no, but no, the detailing is really nice. As I pointed out, you can see like this. I don't know if it's been coated with something. There's like a little bit of texture going on here.
Or is it? Does he have like blemishes or anything?
Just here.
Because we were looking at the figures in the boxes and the shelf, and one of them had like something in the face, or what was it?
Yeah, it had a mark over here, but it was much worse than this one.
Mm-hmm.
This one has like a little chip on its nose.
So if this kind of thing interests you and you start looking out for it, it might be worthwhile actually finding it in some store and taking a look at it yourself before you order something that potentially like is not good.
Yeah, I mean, you want to get the best one possible, I'd say. Like I said, I think if you drop this, it will break.
This is the second one that we actually picked.
Yeah. Yeah, you can, yeah, he's heavy.
Yeah, he is quite heavy.
Yeah, no, he's actually really heavy and really cute.
I mean, I would 2 kilos, maybe.
Yeah, no, he's pretty heavy.
He weighs like a sack of potatoes. 1 Simba equals 1 sack of potatoes.
So yeah, we're gonna go on and paint him. Okay, so we are starting to get ready to paint this, and we're just going to have a quick overview of the paints that we have received with this.
Yeah, so we got these little paint pots. We do not know of the quality of these paints, or if they're any good, if they are absolutely crap or whatever. They're just the paints that have been given to us. So, what's the plan?
So the plan is, I want to have a look because this chart that they gave here actually corresponds with these. So this one is the side, yeah, and this one is that side. Would it be nice if they put little stickers on top of the little lids of these things so that you know what number is what? But we're going to have a look and see what the quality is like, and if we need to switch to other acrylic paint, because I assume this is just acrylic paint. And then we're going to try out the brush that they provided, which seems to be okay.
Ish. Does it shed or?
I don't know, it feels kind of rough.
I mean, normally the brushes that they give you in these kind of, also in modeling sets, are not that great.
Yeah.
Strangely enough, oftentimes if you buy like a cheap set somewhere, you will get like better quality out than the ones that they give you in the kits, which is kind of like very much defying the point of buying a kit, but whatever.
Yeah.
So if you are a company that produces these things, please don't skimp at this point. Give us like good tools.
Exactly. So I do have these brushes on standby, which are normally my go-tos. I have had a good experience with these brushes from Action. We've had them now for over 2 years. Only one of them started to shed recently.
Very recently.
Very recently. The most used brush, which is this one, is still soldering on and it's still fine. So we're going to start with painting, and then we're going to talk about what the paint is like, and then we're just going to move on to basically snippets of this being painted. So I'm trying this brush and I already see a loose bristle. Oh no, it's not a loose bristle, it's literally going in the wrong direction.
It's like a little bit rough.
Okay, so let's try and paint his chest.
First impressions.
First impressions, compared to, yeah, there's already a bristle there. The paint is very sticky. So yeah, I don't think I'm going to be using that brush. Switching to another brush. But yeah, the paint is actually pretty sticky.
I didn't really think of it. Should I hand you a color palette so you can take it out and maybe thin it like a little bit?
It wouldn't be the worst idea.
Okay. Here's our palette, which is just an old CD-ROM.
Yeah, the CD doesn't work anymore, so this is how we repurpose them. Because the paint palette we have is still holding some gouache paint that was used in something else. So I just want to put some on here because I've noticed the paint is like very, very sticky, which I don't expect.
Also, it's very dense.
Very dense.
So I don't know. I mean, you are the better painter here, but I assume it needs to be thinned like a little, maybe.
Yeah, it's a possibility. I'm gonna try
my own little Warhammer experiences. Everyone there tells you to thin your paints and then go in several layers. Does it work better?
Yeah, it does seem to work a bit better.
Yeah, then we have like a similar situation here.
Okay, so I've coloured everything that's colour 8. I'm going to have to wait for these to fully dry, so I'm probably going to only be able to fix these problems tomorrow. But,
and how's your experience so far?
So far, it is way better than the other one that I have painted, but the other one that I painted was, literally a freebie with a magazine, so...
Which was plastic, we should point out.
Yeah, it was plastic and the paint was not so good. Because I ended up switching to my personal acrylic paints to finish the other one. So far here I'm able to stick with the one that they have given. Now the problem is, I don't know if I can do his eyes because my hand is casting a shadow.
Well, we do not necessarily need to do the eyes right now, and in the... While we are filming, I mean, we have already established that you will paint this thing like in steps and just like make here and there like a little photo or a little video snippet, and then we can just stitch it together afterwards.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to do this just because it was a lighter colour. That's the only reason why.
Mm-hmm.
Because he has like a different shade of yellow for the part of your eye, which I think you call scarella or something.
Okay, I see.
So I'm gonna go over here. Okay, there we go. I've done the scarellas. It has gone a little bit messy. But this is why I like to do the light colours first, because at least if you mess up, when you go with the darker colours in the bigger areas, then you have a chance to basically fix up what you've messed.
Yeah, that's very clever. Like, just like neaten it afterwards, like a little bit, I guess.
Yeah, you basically neaten it up afterwards, because he does have a slightly darker colour around his eyes, which will cover up that bit over there, and then of course the orangey colour of his eye, the iris, will basically cover the little bit of mess there. But well, yeah,
that's clever.
Yeah, so far I can say I'm actually impressed with the quality of this set. I think the paint is pretty good. The model, I'm really liking the mold that they used on this. So yeah, that was just the update. Okay, just doing a little update with the painting. I have found that it is definitely better to water them down quite a bit because they are pretty thick tacky paints. And I'm basically just doing, his base coat here. And I found that it's easier just to hold him by his head and tilt him a bit to get to the back area here. So I will say that it's actually pretty awkward to paint because of his shape. You don't really have anything to hold onto, when you're shifting him around.
Mm. That makes sense. Well, you could use the ears as a handle.
Yeah, I'm just a little bit careful because I'm not so sure how strong this is, because it does feel like if it falls it will break. But yeah, I'm not being particularly neat with painting because it's literally just a bottom coat. But I will say that it is coming together quite nicely.
Well, it does look actually from my perspective here. It does look quite nice. I mean, the color is very punchy. And yeah, as already being said, this is just basically base coating.
Yeah, it's base coating, so I'm not too concerned. You are seeing some flaws pop up now when this is getting wet. Like little dark spots.
Well, I mean, there will be like another second coat over it.
Yeah, depending on coverage, might even be a third coat.
And that will, at least, at latest, that will basically like get rid of all these little imperfections.
Yeah, I think so.
And I mean, as everything art-wise that's being made, everything has its nice side and a bad side, and you just have to find the nice side and like put it into the right light.
Yes, I think so. So yeah, I'm just going to do some of this, and then we're going to continue painting tomorrow. I just want to get at least the base coat down for his main fur colour. I also did the inside of his ears. I don't know if you'll be able to see this here. But this ear was, I didn't water down the paint, and you can see how like tacky and uneven it is. In this ear I did water it down, and you can see that I got a way better coverage there. I mean, both ears will match at the end of this when I go over them a few more times.
Yeah, which also shows that even with painting something like this, the old miniature painting rule, water your paints, actually like holds true.
Oh yeah.
And you always should do this if you are like repainting like a figure or anything.
Yeah, multiple thin coats is the way to go. Slow and steady wins the race.
As usual.
As usual, yes. And also, I mean, it's very therapeutic, it's very fun to colour. Here's another flaw that just showed up there. You can see there's a slight difference in the material that this has been made out of, and you've got like this weird shiny spot happening there. Not so sure if multiple coats of paint will cover that, but I just thought I'd point it out.
Well, it doesn't have to be perfect.
Nah. Imperfections will make him unique.
Yeah, I mean, this is all, I usually say this is all character.
Of course. So it's been a while since we have last looked at this. Thankfully, through the magic of video editing, it doesn't seem like much time has passed for you guys.
Yeah, it's the relativity theory.
So what has happened off camera is that I've done a few base coats, and I think he's covered nicely in that sense. This paint is very interesting. It's not the standard acrylic paint that you normally get in these sets. It has to be some kind of a I can't say it.
Animal? I don't know.
Enamel, there we are, enamel paint. Because I dropped some on the coffee table, and it has stained it and it's not coming out. So I want to move on, and I want to try and paint this area around his eyes, and according to his color chart, I'd say it's probably the 7th color. There's nothing ever pointing to it, but it seems to be the same color that they used in his ears, so I'm just going to go with that. I was giving it a bit of a stir. Oh no, I'm really impressed with the quality of the paint. Okay, I've done one coat around his eyes. I'm going to have to do some more because you can see here where I went over with the lighter cover, it's actually more difficult to paint over, which wouldn't be the case if this was acrylic paint. darker colours, we'd be able to cover lighter colours easier than that. So now I'm going to move on and I'm going to colour the black colour by his ears. Okay, I've done the colour in his ears. Now that coat has to dry for a bit so that I can go over it again, because there's some spots that are not covering as nicely as others.
I assume it also has to do that it's like, I don't know, paint on paint now?
Yeah, it's paint on paint, so it's a little bit harder to cover it. So I'm just going to go ahead and do his eyebrows. And there we are, I'm done with the eyebrows. I don't think I have to go over those again, I'll see you in a bit. But the ears definitely need another coat. So I'm going to go ahead and colour in his eye colour. Over here. And that says that it is colour number 4. Which is like this orangey brown reddish colour. Which is this one. I'm done with his eye colour. I'm not going to do the pupils just yet. I want to now colour in his nose, which is colour number 3, which is this one. I just want to put a bit of water in there. Close this and then just colour his nose.
Which is, if we can take a moment to talk about the paints at hand, and the way they have been designed on the character. It's all pretty much like very going together. I mean, it's all like brown and oranges, aside of the pure black and the pure white you have there.
Yeah.
And I think from the actual colors, white and black not like calculated into this now. I think this is like the most punchy one, or is it the eyes?
I'd say both the nose and the eyes are very punchy.
Interesting. Just something that occurred to me.
And there we go. So now I'm going to put him aside to dry for maybe an hour or 2, and then I'm going to come back and do the finishing touches on him. Okay, we are more or less finished now, but it's time to do his eyes. The colour that you use for his inner ears, around his eyes and his tail, I don't know, the colour doesn't seem to work as good as the other colours for some reason. It always seems a bit stripy. I have mixed it, I've tried to add water, but nothing is changing it.
If this was normal acrylics, it would probably be solved by just like thinning it down a lot and not putting like a thick coat on and like putting like several coats, but I don't know. This one, I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know either. Okay, so I've done his pupils now. So I just don't know, because I know on the original one they didn't paint, you know, an eyelash on top. I don't know if I should chance doing that.
You know this better than I do? How does the picture do it? I mean, since they provided like a guide.
Well, he doesn't have it in the picture, but like every figure and plush toy that's been made of him, he has it.
Since you're the experienced artist.
I think it would complete the look a little bit more. Try and neaten it up a bit later, but I just feel that the eyelashes do add a little something.
I think so.
Doesn't make him look so wide-eyed anymore. Makes him look a bit more mellow. But yeah, I'm probably going to refine those a bit. I'll probably do it off camera, just because this paint takes a while to dry. And now to finish it off, I'm going to put the shine in his eye, which will really bring him to life. And then possibly off camera before glam shots, I'll probably touch it up tomorrow, just because I'd like to leave it to dry overnight. And to also look at it in the daylight to see if I've missed anything. And there you go.
Nice. And we're done.
And we're done, and he's complete.
When I say we, mostly you are done, because you painted this whole thing.
Yeah, it was an interesting experience. The paints are much higher quality than I thought. These are not acrylics, they seem to be some kind of enamel paint.
I mean, if they were acrylic, this would be very sticky now.
Yeah, no, it's very smooth. The only thing that I don't like is this colour that we had to use for this and around his eyes, because it gives the impression that it's not blended properly, while every other colour is very smooth and consistent except for those colours.
It's a bit weird, but if this was like a regular miniature figure, I would have said, well, the idea is to water things down, but I don't think you can do it with this kind of paint. So, yeah, that color is a bit weird, but I mean, otherwise it looks nice, I think.
Yeah, it looks nice. He looks really nice on our shelf where he's going to sit and just be awesome, really.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you ever see this and you're a fan of Simba, I recommend it, because I mean it was €10, which is pretty cheap considering the quality of this.
It's not much. I mean, it's a very heavy figure.
It's a very heavy figure. I don't know about the durability, that if you drop him he might chip, he might break. I don't know,
yes.
But
I mean, you're not normally giving this to small children and they play with it, and these things happen. Normally, you put this on the shelf, and it sits there and looks decorative, and I think that's what it's okay for.
I think so too. And there's a little bluey one that we painted.
Yeah, and the bluey one had to be heavily modified in terms of the paints.
Yes. Oh well, this was a cheap little one that just came
Yeah.
through with the magazine. I mean, it's even very flat.
I mean, I guess if you look at the actual cartoon, this character is based on meant to look flat, while Simba always was very lifelike.
Very lifelike. But no, Pluie looks really cool on the shelf as well, because I mean you don't see how flat it actually is.
But yeah, last words. If we find another one of these, would you buy it again?
I'd say definitely. I mean, I'm interested in looking at the other characters that you can paint, and I might consider getting one.
And it might have the color blue, if I recall right.
Yeah, it might have a colour blue.
Little teaser.
Little teaser, so let's see how that goes. So that's it for this week.
Yeah, that's it for this week. If you liked what you saw, then why not give us a like? Feel free to leave us a comment, and we shall see you in the next video. Bye.
Goodbye.